You mentioned once that you have, because I said you do a different class every week. You have a book of ideas that you just sort of hobble together. Can you talk to me about the process for how you create a class or how you come to organize a class for that week?
Yeah. So I write down all my sequences. I like to write them down because then I can go in and make little notes or changes, or sometimes I'm like drawing a little picture, or it's all abbreviated in like a secret language that I know, like secret little code. But
that's Series A. Series A is your language.
Series A. Yeah, Series A. So I have a book of sequences that I've done in the past. Some weeks I'll go to an old sequence, something that I've created before, and I'll revamp it. I'll add like new ideas, especially if I sequenced it years and years ago.
Yeah.
I feel like my practice changes so much, and I continue to take trainings and learn more. And so that colors how I teach. And so I'll go back to an old sequence and be like, oh, that's kind of weird. I don't know why I did that then, but let's do it this way now. Or here's some other cool stuff that I want to add. But if I start with the blank canvas, then it's just what I'm inspired by for that week. Maybe it's a story or a lesson or something that I want to teach and how I would translate that to the mat. Maybe it's a peak pose, a challenging pose that I want to work on. Lately, it's been like parts of the body, right? If my shoulders are really tight that week, then I'll do a shoulder class, shoulder specific class. Maybe it's seeing something that another teacher has done or my teachers have done and being inspired by that and what they're teaching and wanting to do it my own way. So it's just whatever I'm inspired by. And then I start there, and I do have like a template that I kind of follow, like a loose template based off a sequencing training that I took a few years ago that kind of acts as like a home base and like a little safety net, but that I allow myself to branch out of sometimes if I need to.
Yeah.
But it makes it a little bit easier to kind of follow and create a class.
And by sequence, you mean the entire class, not just like small bits, right?
Yeah, the whole thing.
That's crazy to me that you just have like a whole journal of that, because it feels so intimidating to me, just like knowing even where. Weirdly, you're a writer in another way. It's like you're writing out this script to the class.
For sure. Yeah.
And the idea that like, so you have your template you mentioned, which I'm good at is pattern recognition. You do a little Pilates stuff at front, you do the Series A in the middle, you end it with the peak pose. What do you start with then if you're starting from a blank slate? Do you start with the peak pose and work backwards? Do you start from the ending, or
no,
how do you...
If it's a peak pose, then I know what parts of the body I want to work, what muscles need to be open, what things need to be strengthened, what things need to be stretched. And then I will get on my mat and just start moving and just start deciding kind of what feels good, what feels right. Yes, it's writing like a script, but I also feel like it's like choreography too. Yeah. Like I'm creating a dance or a flow. So I have to like put it in my body. But then, yeah, I kind of know what needs to be done in order to get to a peak pose. And it's just how that happens, right? You can have a million classes, different classes with the same peak pose, different types of classes, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just how I want to get from point A to point B that day, that class.
Yeah. I find that so fascinating. Like, I wouldn't even know, honest to God, I didn't know what an oblique was until I started Pilates last month. Yeah. Like, I don't even know, like, how you even, like, without, like, medical training, or, like, did you study exercise or anything? Like, how do you know parts of the body with only, like, a 200-hour training and then some extra sequence classes? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
it's a 200-hour training, and then I've taken training since then, for sure.
Right. Like, but additional, but, like,
yeah, but you start to learn more about the body. I still don't know probably as much as I should know, but I know.
Well, that's great to hear.
Yeah. But it's always room. Like, I always want to continue to learn. I always need to continue to learn.
But I guess I just don't even know where you'd begin. Like, it feels so scary to me. And it's impressive.
It's a lot of information. Yeah, it's going back to school again for a subject that you've never, studied before. Yeah. Really. But we all have bodies. We all have muscles. We all move every day.
Yeah.
But to become a little bit more aware of that and like knowing where your obliques are and like.
Oh, I know where they are now.
Okay,
They're
good.
broken now.
As they should be.
I hate Pilates, by the way. It is dead to me. Never again will I go to Pilates.
No, you're gonna come with me. You do Pilates in my class pretty much every week.
I know, but it's like a short 10-minute window, and you give me breaks. The worst part about Pilates is they're like, "And you're there," and I'm like, "Where am I? I don't know where I'm at."
Yeah, there's no breaks.
And my attitude at Pilates just is so angry. I find you relaxing, but the instructors at Pilates, I just get so annoyed with them. Like, God damn it, don't talk to me like that.
I think that's normal.
So it's not healthy, though. I go to yoga to relax. I don't want to go and get like stressed out and angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I leave feeling
Are
good,
you
but...
relaxed in my classes?
Yes.
Even like when it's slightly challenging?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
good. That's good. That's good to know.
No, that's what I was saying. You have a very calming presence about you.
Okay.
And I think that's what makes it so good. It's like it's you just like bring everybody. It's very maternal in a weird way. Oh, not weird, but I guess it's just like very comforting. Which is ironic though, because I'm going to talk about my neighbor Alyssa. She goes to class and she prefers male instructors, and I prefer female instructors. I wonder if there's something to do that.
I'm not sure. Just some issues that you have, maybe.
Yeah, probably. She likes like the angry stuff, and I'm like, no, give me the soft stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it's a personal preference.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yeah.
But back to sequencing, and you're mad scientist. How much do you think is it writing? How much is drawing? How much is you just sitting on a mat, like playing around, kicking around?
I think it's all kind of equal. Yeah, but it's a lot. It takes a lot of time. Not every teacher's sequence is like that.
Right.
Not every teacher's going to take that much time to do a sequence for sure. They might be more intuitive or, invite a little bit more of like improv into it, which I still do depending on where I'm teaching or who's in the class or whatever factor might come up. But a lot of teachers will just kind of like make it up on the spot, make it up as they go, or get a suggestion from someone in class and just kind of
that's crazy
flow, which is great. It is crazy. And it's great. Sometimes it works, but is it going to be as like detail oriented and specific? And
no.
Probably not.
Yeah,
but still going to be a good class. It's just different. So yeah, I definitely take a lot of time to do it.
I like to ask creative people about like time management and rituals. So do you like do this the same time? Like Sunday nights, you do this for 2 hours in your room and you sip some tea or anything like that? Is it that formal, or is it chasing the baby, mixing it in type of stuff?
It's like doing it when the baby's sleeping or at night. Yeah.
Sure.
Baby cannot be in the picture, but it is every Tuesday. I sequence my classes on Tuesday.
Okay.
And yeah, I have to have the phone off, no TV. I might make the vibe a little bit better, get my creative juices flowing, whatever it takes. But it is for sure set every Tuesday for sure, because my new sequence will start on a Wednesday.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm pretty consistent about that. But shit happens, life happens, right? So if I don't have time on a Tuesday to create something from scratch, that's when I'll go back to an old class and figure out a different way that it can be done. Or even it's just like little tweaks here and there. The class could be, 75% the same as it was the first time, but just with like a little something different to it.
Yeah.
Or something that I haven't taught in a really, really long time. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, I create something brand new every single week.
But I'm shocked that you could even you must be, are you good at a drawer? Like how can you even like interpret your
well, when I say drawing, it's not like, it does not look good.
I know. That's why I think it'd be hard to like, if you opened a page like 3 years ago, could you easily figure out what you were writing?
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, for sure. It's all the same. It kind of doesn't waver from.
Do you have like code? Do you have like a code for like?
Yeah, there's like codes, because sometimes some poses or things that I'm trying to explain are really long.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of shorthand and a lot of code. Like, when I say vinyasa, like take your vinyasa after Surya A. Vinyasa in my book is like 2 little waves.
Wow.
So I just do like a little wave, like almost like an equal sign, but if they were wavy.
It's like that movie Arrival where you were trying to figure out.
If someone found the book, they'd be like, what the fuck is this?
They're going to find this in 200 years and be like, what is this?
Try to like decode, decipher it.
2 little waves. I love that.
Yeah, 2 little waves. So it's stuff like that. Or like triangle pose is just a triangle.
That makes sense.
Little shorthands so that I'm not writing so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't get over like that you can put it all together and it works. Like I wouldn't even know. It's just it's mind-boggling to me. at a loss for how you do that. It's crazy.